All right, so we're back, and we have our blocks sewn, the 4 and 4 of the corner triangle, half square triangles, and then whatever these blocks are called. Okay, so I don't, like I said, I don't want you to be making these perfect again by like straightening them out. So actually, I have taken the blocks and I've stacked them all different directions, 4 blocks on top of each other. And if you aren't comfortable cutting 4 blocks at a time, then you can do them individually, or you can do 2 at a time, however you want. It's just up to you. And one thing that Shelley pointed out when she was sewing these together is, I mentioned, you know, do your 1/4 inch seam. You should do roughly a 1/4 inch seam. You don't have to be accurate. If your seam is a little big or a little small, you're fine.
Don't go too small though.
Yeah, don't go too small just because you want to make sure it's securely sewn.
Right.
But if you're a little bit big, you still have extra fabric, and we can do this. So I want you to take, and we're going to start with this block, these pieces, and I want you to line them up on 2 sides, any 2 sides. And that's where we're going to make our first cut.
Well, the 2 sides that are...
No, any 2 sides. These are 4, they're all different directions.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I was just thinking it has to be like here and here kind of thing.
Well, yeah. 2 sides that touch each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so I lined up these 2 sides, and I'm taking a ruler. It doesn't have to be a 4-inch ruler, and I'm just basically taking off a little sliver off of each edge.
Just to even them up.
Just evening it up. So there's that. There's that. No problem.
Wow. Good
job. Okay. So now keep them stacked together, and I have this really nice smooth edge. And now I'm going to cut the other corner. And this is actually a 5.5 inch square up ruler. It doesn't matter. I don't know if you can see it from there. I have little pieces of that tape on there that mark my 4.5. And I'm going to take that and put that in the lower corner. And down here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong edge.
You almost did a 1/4.
I almost cut them too small. Good thing we were looking. Okay,
you see how much extra there is?
Yeah, so you can see there's still at least over a 1/4 inch extra. And I've got that on there. And now I'm just going to make this cut. And by doing it, and actually how I stack them all different directions, I know that none of these pieces are going to look exactly the same. So why don't you lay those out?
Okay.
Okay, so now on the half square triangles, I've done kind of the same, and because with that seam down the middle, it can be kind of lumpy. So I actually have turned, so I have 2 this way and 2 that are going diagonal the other way. So here I've kind of lined them up on that corner. So I'm going to make the little like sliver cut, I guess you would call it. But I'm not looking at the triangle, the diagonal part. I don't care about that. I should care that I stay on my cutting mat. It's like, Adriane, can you get any closer to the edge? Let me do that again. Push down. Luckily, it's all cushy there. No. No, I think I messed up my mat. Okay, so now you can see this corner is nice and trimmed. And so I need to trim right here. Let's see if I can line this up again. And see, this one was way oversized. And you know what, if you want to, when you cut your pieces, you can adjust that. I really don't like wasting fabric. I don't like having to do extra cuts. But for this to have this unique look, you kind of have to waste a little bit of fabric.
Besides that, if you cut, the wonkier you cut, the more extra you need. I didn't put them in order, just to look at the difference. Just to look at the difference.
Okay, so those you can see, I'm going to move these up here. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to move them more where they go.
All right, that's what I thought.
Show them the placement.
But even that,
our focus fabric.
You can put these how you think they look good too. So right now I'm just going to randomly put them up here.
You have 2 there.
I do.
Dear.
Oh well. Dear.
Dear heart.
Okay.
Oh, sister of mine.
All right. So let's see. All right.
I don't know if we have told you. I think you mostly know that we're sisters. That's why we get along so well.
Okay,
so that's roughly the layout of the block. And if you're making these for yourself, you can turn the blocks how you want. If you're making them for the guild, we do want the coordinating fabric triangles pointed toward the focus fabric. We want the white out. We want kind of a white, and the gray kind of a white sashing when they're sewn together.
And the gray in.
Yeah, the gray in. All the colors are going in.
Oops, one's wrong.
I was testing you. So that's the layout of the block. That was very simple. You don't have to worry about corner. And actually, even in the pressing, we press to the dark. And this is super easy because none of these seams are going to overlap. It's only now as we sew them together. And so we are going to go back and sew 3 rows here.
Right.
And this time, what did I do? I pressed away from the triangle.
But you know what? Whatever works for you, really, that's all that matters.
Yeah, but when I look on the back, I can see that when I pressed it, in the rows, I pressed, because the triangles can be a little bit bumpier, so I think I pressed away from the triangles. So when we did a row, and then here I pressed towards the focus fabric in the middle. And that way they'll...
Oh yeah, all towards the focus. That seems a little... No. It all goes towards the focus at some point.
Yes, it does. Yes, but we do want the seams to between the rows to interlock.
Yeah.
So we will double check that pressing and get back to you on that.
So are we gonna, is our plan to sew this whole thing together now? Or not?
Yeah, let's sew it all together, and then we'll come back and show you the squaring up of the block, and we'll be done. All right. All right, so we're back, and we have the finished block. I do want to clarify the pressing, since I did kind of garble that up right before you went away.
So she just pressed it. She knows now.
Right. So, I mean, the last one I made like 2 weeks ago, so I had to remember. So when we were sewing the rows across, I pressed the top and the bottom one to the outer corners, okay? And then in this center row, I pressed it in toward the focus fabric. And then, so now they line up good. And while with the other blocks, the other little small sub squares, we said, don't worry about your 1/4 inch seam. Now we're back to regular quilt sewing.
Right.
You do need to try to have an accurate 1/4 inch seam, or your block is going to be too little.
Yeah, because we're not squaring up now. It should be right size.
It should be right. It should be our 12.5 inch block.
Right.
And then, so then when these sewed together, you know, we put the 3 rows together, then those ones just press how you want. I think I still pressed toward the focus fabric.
I think you did.
I pressed in. Yeah. Okay, so here's our finished block. Let's see.
See the magic.
Let's see how accurate Shelley did with her 1/4 inch seam. Even though it's my fabric, I made her sew it.
She did.
Because I'm just a bossy little sister. All right. Looks perfect. 12.5 inch square. And now I have 2 12.5 inch squares. Yeah. And Shelley, how many of these have you made?
None.
Okay. Well, you've made one because you made mine.
I sewed yours. I haven't made any yet.
So, like we said before, if you're going to turn it in for the drawing at the guild meeting, they're due in September. Right. And we were just talking about it right before we came back, that September, that's almost at our quilt show.
Right.
And I don't think we mentioned last time we talked that our October quilt show, the first weekend in October, our featured quilter this year is Eleanor Burns. And, you know, we're very lucky here in Southern California. Right. Eleanor's shop is not very far away.
Right,
we can go there when we want. And I think, well, I'm telling you this, I say I think, I know we have exciting news about Eleanor coming to actually talk to the
Yes.
guild and do her
40 years?
40 year, her
Something.
Yeah, her 40 year. She's going to do her 40-year extravaganza on the Friday night before the quilt show, and so tickets will be available for that.
Yeah.
So they're not available yet, but we're excited. We
Yes.
saw her the last time she came to talk to us, and it was very fun.
Yeah.
So here we go. There's our block. Get sewing. Come on, ladies. If we can do it while moving houses,
Exactly.
you can.
We have all summer to do this. There'll be more, but
There'll be
this
more.
is the first one for the summer.
Yeah. All right. So see you in a month.
Bye.